Cause wait a goddamn minute. Why am I so late to the party? Why didn't I know about Aaron, Pierre, that's Mufasa, and Teyana Taylor? Baby, what? Oh, you're gonna love me. That shit looks so divine. It's almost look like they was made for each other. Them motherfucking pictures look like they supposed to be in an art museum. Like that shit looks so fucking French kid. I am here for it. I am here for it. That gotta be the reason why Lori was like, nah, I'm cool on him. Because you know Lori is not turning down no new bake, baby. She would have ate it up real quick. Oh, I'm just here for it. They look so damn good together. Like, what?
One tweet, now deleted, just cracked open a whole new layer of drama. No warning. No tags. Just raw emotion. Teyana Taylor's sister didn't hold back when she called Aaron disrespectful. 12 words that changed everything. It wasn't part of a thread. It wasn't vague. It was a direct call-out, laced with years of silence finally cracking open. The tweet was up for less than 20 minutes. But screenshots travel faster than regret. By the time it vanished, fan pages had already reposted it. Blogs captured it. And TikTokers were breaking it down line by line. The message wasn't long, but it hit hard. He's disrespectful. She deserves peace, not pressure. That's it. But somehow, that one sentence peeled back the curtain on something much deeper. Because when family speaks out, especially publicly, it's rarely for attention. It's almost always because the damage has already been done, and the silence was no longer an option. And when fans picked up on it, they didn't just speculate. They dissected. They created timelines, pulled quotes, found moments that felt off in hindsight, and together, they painted a picture that was louder than any tweet could have ever been. It was a late-night post. No hashtags. No subtweets. Just heat. Direct heat. And instantly, fans knew exactly who he was, Aaron. The man who had been quietly floating in and out of headlines, rarely posting, never clarifying, always lurking in the background. For months, there had been silence. No official breakup. No reunion. Just subtle distance. And subtle silence can be louder than screams when the right people are paying attention. But this tweet? It changed the tone of everything. People started digging through timelines, trying to piece together the cracks. Fans who once praised their privacy were now decoding every interview, every post, every silence. Because this wasn't just a random emotional outburst, it was a red flag. And it was waving in public. Blogs picked it up within the hour. TikTok was full of reaction videos. One user said, "You don't throw disrespect around unless there's a reason." And now Aaron's name is trending, not because of something he said, but because of something that was said about him. And in the world of social media, sometimes that's worse. Through every storm, Teyana's always remained composed. Even in the most difficult moments, she's never dragged Aaron publicly. She's posted about growth, about healing, about family. When breakup rumors surfaced before, she brushed them aside without confirming or denying. She's always kept the drama out of sight. But now, this tweet from her sister opens up a new angle. It makes people ask, was Teyana staying quiet to protect him, or to protect herself? Because silence can be strength, but it can also be a shield. And sometimes, it's the people around us who can no longer pretend. If her sister, someone close enough to know the real story, is calling out disrespect, then fans wonder how long the piece was performative. The truth is, family doesn't usually speak unless they've seen too much. And this didn't feel like a first-time frustration. It felt like the tip of a long, painful thread. And as fans pulled that thread, the fabric of their public image began to unravel. Fans, of course, went into full detective mode. The phrase peace, not pressure, became the focal point. What did it mean? Some said it sounded like emotional control, maybe even a pattern. Others noticed Teyana's recent Instagram captions, reading between the lines. One of them read, "Silence isn't weakness. It's wisdom." Another, "Healing is harder when the wound is still breathing." These weren't just poetic posts anymore. They were reinterpreted as signals. People pulled up past interviews where Teyana paused before answering questions about Aaron. Clips were reposted. Threads were built. Timelines formed. Some fans even revisited Aaron's old tweets, posts that, in hindsight, felt passive-aggressive or pointed. Suddenly, What once looked like a peaceful separation now felt like emotional damage being gently revealed. And once the lens changes, everything you once saw with admiration starts to feel like a cover-up. And while Aaron stayed publicly quiet, his digital moves were louder than any caption. No tweet, no apology, but fans noticed his Instagram profile pic disappeared. A recent post was edited, the caption changed. Subtle, but not subtle enough. Within an hour of the tweet, he unfollowed one of Teyana's cousins. That wasn't coincidence. That was calculated. In celebrity culture, silence is rarely innocent. It's a strategy. And Aaron's strategy was clear. Don't speak, but still send a message. But fans weren't buying it. One viral comment read, "If you didn't do anything wrong, why react so fast?" Another, "Unfollowing her cousin says more than a tweet ever could." Sometimes silence speaks, but sometimes silence screams. And right now, Aaron's quiet feels like confirmation more than denial. And the longer he stays quiet, the more people will fill in the blanks, and that never ends well. What made everything worse, what truly set this situation on fire, was that the insiders started moving too. Not fans, not anonymous users. People close to Teyana, people with access, people who knew her walk, her routine, her silence. It started small. A stylist who'd recently worked with her liked a tweet calling her out. That alone would have raised eyebrows, but they quickly unliked it. Problem is, the internet sees everything. Screenshots had already been taken, shared, analyzed. The damage was already done. That like wasn't just a tap. It was a signal. A crack in the wall that let something ugly shine through. And then came the assistant. Someone who had been in her corner, publicly, at least, until now. They posted a vague, almost cryptic Instagram story. We tried to tell her. No name. No context. But everyone knew who they meant. You don't post that in the middle of a public spiral without expecting fallout. And suddenly, it wasn't just outsiders whispering. It was insiders. People close to the fire. People who had been quiet, professional, loyal, until now. That changed the energy completely. This wasn't just a sister venting or a cousin clapping back. This felt like a quiet network of people all whispering the same warning. Something has been wrong for a long time. And they were done hiding it. When people from your circle, the ones who helped you dress, carry your bags, manage your calls, start co-signing your family's frustration, it's not noise anymore. It's truth. Truth that had been tucked behind smiles and public statements and industry grace. Truth that had now spilled out, unfiltered, into the timelines of millions. And the fans? They noticed instantly. They didn't just comment. They flooded Teyana's posts, asking if she was okay, begging her to speak, dropping hearts and prayer emojis and long messages full of concern and confusion. Because when that many people are hinting at a deeper truth, silence starts to feel heavy. It starts to ache. It becomes more than just quiet. It becomes a burden. A pressure. Not just on Teyana, but on everyone watching her hurt without saying a word. And when the whispers start getting louder than the truth, when people around you are speaking for you, you begin to lose control of your own story. That's the position Teyana's in now. A place no one envies. Speak up, or stay silent. Say something and risk misinterpretation. Or say nothing and let the narrative slip even further from her hands. If she defends Aaron, does it look like denial? Like she's hiding something deeper? But if she says nothing, does it feel like she's confirming it all? Her silence, once seen as strength, is starting to be read as avoidance. And she knows that. You can feel it in her body language, in the shift in how she engages, or doesn't, on social media. She's cornered by perception, not because she's done something wrong, but because she won't say what people desperately want to hear. Her entire brand has always been about grace, poise, power without mess. She's handled industry politics, creative pressure, and personal loss with dignity. But people forget, grace isn't the absence of pain. And strength doesn't always mean staying quiet forever. Sometimes silence is a shield. Other times, it becomes a prison. And maybe this isn't even about defending Aaron. Maybe it's not about the rumors or the leaks or what was or wasn't true. Maybe her silence was survival. Maybe it's the only way she knew how to hold herself together while everything around her cracked open. Because sometimes the ones who've endured the most are the quietest. Not because they are weak, but because they are tired. Because they've spent months or years trying to make sense of something that doesn't make sense. And in that process, they forget how to talk about it. Or they are scared that if they speak once, everything they've been holding in will spill out all at once. And that's often how these situations play out. Survivors of emotional confusion, the kind of slow, quiet unraveling that doesn't leave bruises but still breaks something, they tend to protect the people who hurt them. At least for a while. Especially when love was involved. They carry the shame, the fear, the confusion, and they try to rewrite it into strength. They tell themselves it wasn't that bad, that it'll get better, that they are strong enough to carry it alone. Until they can't. And when they finally do break, it's usually the people closest to them, the family, the team, the friends, who see it first, who say something, who post something, not for clout, not to be petty, but because they've seen the cost. And they are done staying silent. Teyana now faces a difficult truth. The silence that once protected her may now be betraying her. Every move she makes is being studied. Every outfit, every caption, every lyric is being decoded like it's hiding a message. And maybe some of them are. Maybe she's still trying to speak, just in a language only some people will understand. But public stories don't wait for permission. They move with or without you. And if you don't tell your version, someone else will tell theirs. And when it's your name on the line, your legacy, your truth, silence is no longer a neutral choice. It becomes part of the story, whether you meant it to be or not. Right now, Teyana hasn't addressed the tweet directly. No statement. No tweet. No interview. But she did post something. Hours after the drama exploded, she uploaded an Instagram story with a quote. Self-worth is learning when silence is no longer strength. No tags. No explanation. But the timing was undeniable. And fans? They noticed. Fast. The theories are building. Will she speak? Will she release a statement? Will Aaron finally say something? Or will this become another slow, painful unraveling played out through cryptic captions and hidden lyrics? One thing's certain, the illusion is broken. That polished silence? Gone. Because once a family member goes public, the damage is already done. Now, the fallout begins. And this time, it won't fade with a delete button. One tweet, 12 words, and 1,000 questions. When family steps in, it's usually the final warning shot. Is this the beginning of public truth, or just a messy misunderstanding? Let us know what you think. Was her sister defending, or exposing? Comment below, hit like if you felt the tension, and subscribe for updates. Because in this story, what's said, and what's deleted, both matter. And this won't be the last time silence gets loud.